Hello and welcome back to the D3 Energy Livestream. I am Greg Davis, founder of D3 Energy, and I wanted to continue the discussion that I've been having with you about specific places, areas that my team and I have seen over the past several years where there is new activity happening in legacy conventional trends. And I'll share one with you in particular. Here in Texas, there's an area that since the 1940s has produced tens of millions of barrels of oil. But the oil industry, as is usual, once they've drilled up an area with that technology that was the leading technology of the time, from the 40s, the 50s to the 80s, once they tap out that technology and produce that oil in that area, they tend to move on to greener pastures. And especially in the 70s and 80s when you had places like Alaska and the Prudhoe Bay and all that activity happening up there, companies would leave Texas and go up to Alaska. And then once that was tapped out, they'd head down to another area. So an area here in Texas had tens of millions of barrels produced, hundreds, thousands of vertical wells drilled, and tens of millions of barrels produced. Recently, through some of the work that we have done, and me getting out on the ground and seeing activity, this area has a resurgence. A few smaller operators are out drilling wells again. And after connecting the dots, there is clearly a lot of oil and gas left behind, but it's not, the long horizontals, it's not the big fracking wells, it's not tens of thousands of acres, it's 100 acres, it's a few thousand acres per project area. So give you a quick example of the economics. So these wells can be drilled for less than $1 million. In fact, about $800,000, and in some cases less. They're vertical wells, and they will come on production at 150 to 200 barrels of oil per day. And in less than 100 days, that well will pay back the investment to drill and complete it. So if it's $800,000, that $800,000 will be paid back within 100 days. That well will continue to produce for years, and in some cases decades, and have a gross value of over $3.5 million. So that is a 5 to 6, sometimes 7 to 1 return. Incredible. And it's there because the industry, most of the activity was happening in the 40s, the 50s, the 70s, the 80s. They didn't have modern data processing to look at all the wells drilled like we do today and are able to tie that together and start seeing producing trends. But this area is there, and it is prolific once again. And I have seen many areas like this. So once again, shallow drilling, vertical, new activity in a legacy area, conventional reservoir, what looked like it was tapped out and the industry left decades ago is now resurging. So that's one of the areas that I wanted to share with you. I appreciate you taking the time, and I'll be reporting to you about more things that I have seen on the ground, areas in Texas and other places that I've seen where conventional activity is happening. It's real, it's under the radar, and it is very, very exciting. Tune in again, and I appreciate you taking time to listen to this video. Please share and like with your friends. Have a great day, and let's keep making America hydrocarbon dominant. Thank you.